Okay guys, welcome to another video. In today's video, I'm going to do a review slash a preview on the Kelty Redwing 50. As you can see, I'm wearing it now. And a couple preliminary things I like about it is it's really budget, or it's a really high value. So for like an outdoor all-around backpack, you can get like JanSport backpacks for like 30 bucks and you can hike with those. But this one's, I think, was like 70 bucks. So the one we're going to be looking at today is, they call it the 2013 version. And in like 2016 or 17, they did make an updated, newer version. With a couple upgrades, which I thought were kind of like superfluous, unneeded, and a good excuse for them to add 40, 50 bucks to the cost of the backpack. I don't know if they're still making this version, but I'm sure even if you get the newer version, most of what I'm going to say in the video will be similar. So before taking it off, as you can see, I'm about 6'2" and I have a long torso. And today we're just on a day hike. And as you'll see, I'm going to show you what I have in here. I have barely anything in it. But the main thing I like, especially if you're tall or you just have a long torso, is for kind of a day pack type backpack. This is 26 inches versus like a normal day pack is like 20, 21. So it really spreads kind of the weight and it fits taller people a lot better. But the Redwings, they also have various sizes. So I guess I shouldn't have worn a black shirt because it might be hard to see some of this stuff, but it has a waist belt down here, which it has just kind of the reverse pulley type system. I have a 34-inch waist and I'm almost all the way cinched down. So that's something to keep in mind. You can get small, medium, and medium large. So you might run into like an issue there, but they expand out really easy. The other thing to notice too is all the nylon on here. The webbing is like actual. On cheap backpacks it will be polypropylene and a lot of people mistake it for nylon. But this is the actual nylon. The reverse system, and then right here it has 3 daisy chains or molly strips, so you could put a water bottle or hang gloves or put a camera pouch. The inside of the waistband, it's roughly about 5/8 inches thick, so it's not overly padded, but for the application it's really nice. The sternum strap up here is your standard affair, which I don't use the sternum strap, but it's really standard, just slides up and down, and it pretty much just, you know, pulls the straps together. If the straps like to roll off, you know, everybody's different if they like to roll off. What's the issue? So at this point I'm going to take it off. There's a couple more features that I want to show you. Okay, so this is the rest of the suspension, and it's pretty standard. I'm not going to talk about, you know, all the details. It just has the padded mesh. It has this aluminum stay. It's a 70-75 aluminum stay, well, which some people might believe too to be better, but you know, for this application with like modern technology, one stay, it pretty much does the same thing as 2, unless you're carrying over like 70 or 80 pounds. And it gives the pack a little bit more flexibility that way. It has the load lifter straps up here, which also you kind of use to adjust where the waistband hits you. Most of this isn't specific, just this backpack, so I'll skip over. But the standard stuff, the grab handle. So moving to the front, I'll just run through the pockets really quick. Like I said, I don't have this fully maxed out. It's a 50 liter, and right now I probably have it at 20% capacity. So you can load it really full and it will expand way out. So if you could imagine, it gets a lot bigger if needed. So the first thing is 2 water bottles on the outside pockets. These are big enough you can put trekking poles or a rifle down there. you have these side pockets, which I'll just speak on one side because it's mirrored on the other. But you can slip your hand. You can see my hand there. You can put trekking poles or a rifle or a fishing pole. I've seen a lot of different things put down there. So in this pocket, these are about 1.5 liters or so. I'll roll in the dimensions, but this is a nice sock. So this right here is just a medical kit, and it's really bulky, but it's really lightweight to help people gear roll. So that right there. The only reason I brought that was for you.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
In this pocket, I threw this in. It's just parachute line, really thin, bright colored. This is a selfie stick, so I can take all my selfies. And then this is a silky gomboy, which I just threw in here because it's spring right now. So a couple trails that we've walked down, there's like trees that have fallen down. So I threw this in just so even if we could walk around them, I could just cut them into a couple pieces to help people who were to come behind us. This top pocket, so this top pocket here, a pair of Steiner binoculars, and a mango and an avocado. Yeah. So the main compartment is really spacious. You have a good shot of that.
Mm-hmm.
So in the bottom, I did a video on this, but this is the SC survival kit. So I threw that in the very bottom. These are 2 more Nalgene canteens, Oasis canteens. There's a lineup here, which this can actually hang 2 water bladders. We don't really like water bladders, and it makes the water taste funny, and they're just sort of convenient, but sort of not at the same time. We just like hard-sided water bottles. So we have 2 more canteens, and then, which I hung on here. The only reason is not so much weight distribution, it's just easier to get to them here as opposed to having to dig to the bottom. In this pouch here, again, it's designed to put the water bladder. You might be able to fit a laptop, but it's not padded. This is my outdoor Feroce jacket, and the girlfriend's wearing hers, but hers was folded up and just stuffed right on top of this one, and that's all that's in the main compartment. But as you can see, you have a good shot of that. Mm-hmm. As you can see, this is where the bulk of your space is going to come from. So we can throw a lot more stuff in here. So this is the last pouch, or the last pocket here. And I guess what we have in it doesn't matter that much, but this was kind of like a catch-all, and it's the easiest pocket to get to. So if you're loading this really light, most likely you're going to load this with all your stuff that you want to get to easily, and then the main compartment with things that you probably won't need. So like some stuff, like she threw this in there. It's to hold a phone, like a running band. This is just a camera case with a GoPro in it. These are self-explanatory. This is a pocket chainsaw, which we might do a video on. Like a GoPro case. Just a protein bar. Some athletic tape. Some Purell. And what are those called? Gels. For blisters.
Gel squares for blisters.
Yeah, for post blister care or whatever you want to call it. So as you can see, this is a pretty standard like admin type section that's common on a lot of backpacks. Okay, so closing thoughts, pros and cons, and should you buy this backpack or not? The first thing, the pros, I would say it's, let's call it the world's most versatile backpack, in that it can be used for hiking, it can be used for overnight camping, it can be used as a carry-on, it can be used for, many times if we go fly on an airplane, all you take is a carry-on, so you don't have the checked baggage. If you're trying to run around an airport using this as opposed to a duffel bag, it is within carry-on specs. As, I don't know what the term would be, but if you work on the railroad or somewhere where you don't really need like a lot of clothes and stuff, almost like a quick hotel overnight type bag, or if you do business overnight trips and stuff like that. So it can be used both as an outdoor pack, but it's also well suited for travel, I guess. And I know a lot of people use this to travel abroad, just because it's easier to like walk around a foreign city, you know, with a backpack instead of trying to roll a suitcase or have something strapped. So that's the biggest pro. The second one is it's super high value. Like I said, this is the older version, but even the newer version, I believe is like $130 or $140, and I got this one for about $70, and that was on sale. Even if you pay the full retail, it's still a really, you can buy more expensive packs with a lot less features. So it's super high value, super versatile. The other thing is it's really durable, and some people might not like this pack because it's not made out of a thick like Cordura nylon, and it's a thinner. But to me, that's kind of an advantage because you save a lot of weight and you save a lot of bulk, and it's just as durable. Another pro is it's really lightweight. So this one, it's like 3.5 pounds. The newer version, they added a lot of extraneous weight, but still that's, I think, right around 4 pounds or 4.5 pounds. The comfortability is really surprising, and it could be just because this is a longer backpack. And right now I only have about 15-20 pounds in it, but I realize it's there, but it's not painful or burdensome or anything like that. I'm trying to think of the other cons. There's not many. I don't think I've mentioned a con yet. One con that people talk about is the side pocket here. If you have this loaded up, it's a perfect example here. People complain because they want their water bottle like tucked behind, but the case could be made that it's the water bottle secure in there, and doing this is actually easier to get to. So I've read other people's reviews, and I'm trying not to copy their cons. That's just one that I've seen, and can't really think of any other ones. But for me personally, there's not really any cons to this backpack. I mentioned all the pros. So to end the video, whether or not you should buy this pack, like if you already have a big collection of different backpacks, this backpack probably won't do anything that those ones don't. But if you're just starting out, or you don't have a lot of space, or you just want one backpack to handle a lot of tasks, this is kind of a jack of all trades, master of none. So it's not the best hiking backpack or traveling backpack, but it handles all those roles really good. And this one in particular, which is the large, or the 50 liter, I would say is more suited for people over 6 foot tall, or maybe 5'10", 5'11", just because of the length and the torso adjustment. So hopefully you guys like this video. You can go back to my homepage and watch some of my current videos. If you like what you see, feel free to subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video.